All right, we've all been there, right? Staring at that blinking AI cursor, just wondering if we should let it write the whole report, draft the entire email, or solve that massive, complex problem while we sit back, relax, and grab a coffee. Well, today, let's dive into this huge paradigm shift in how you actually work with artificial intelligence. Welcome to The Explainer. We're not just talking about a list of handy new digital apps or some minor workflow tweaks here. We are unpacking a fundamental transformation in both academic success and your future career. It's called the AI Productivity and Cognitive Co-Creation Framework. So, what happens when you stop treating these incredible tools like simple vending machines for answers and actually start treating them as an upgrade to your own cognitive architecture? Let's find out. Let's be totally real for a second. When we first get our hands on these large language models, the universal temptation is to treat AI purely as a shortcut. Like a magic cheat code to just get the work done for us. And hey, it is incredibly tempting to use it to just completely bypass the friction of the blank page. But to truly maximize your productivity and honestly to secure your value in the future economy, we have got to shift our mindset. We need to start treating AI as a collaborative thinking partner. It's really about using these tools as a deliberate extension of your own intellect, rather than just a cheap replacement for it. Because think about it, the person who uses AI to skip the thinking process entirely, they're ultimately going to be replaced by the person who uses AI to think deeper, faster, and just flat out better. Section 1. The AI Shortcut Trap, Moving Beyond the Cheat Code. Picture a human brain directly linked to a massive digital circuit. That is the essence of where we're heading right now. Technology serves as an extension of the brain, not a replacement for it. See, if you use AI merely to bypass the hard work of critical thinking, you're essentially short-circuiting your own potential. You're literally letting your cognitive muscles atrophy. In an increasingly automated world, your human analytical skills are your primary currency. But when you flip the script, when you use AI to amplify your intellect, to reach further, process vast amounts of data, and test hypotheses way faster than you could alone, you become vastly more capable. You remain firmly in the driver's seat, and the technology is just there to empower and scale your unique human cognition. Section 2. Cognitive Co-Creation, a collaborative paradigm shift. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how we take a somewhat dense academic term and turn it into something deeply practical. Cognitive co-creation is defined as using AI as a collaborative thinking partner to augment human intellect through responsible use and critical evaluation. So, what does that actually mean in plain English? It means actively partnering with the machine. It is a completely new architecture for how we interact with technology. Let's ground this in reality for a second. It means you brainstorm the core thesis of your project, you have the AI suggest potential counterarguments, and then your human brain evaluates its logic, refining the final product. You aren't just prompting a machine to fetch a completed assignment for you, you are co-creating with it to reach higher levels of thought and output than you could ever achieve completely independently. To make this abstract concept highly actionable, the framework outlines some specific objectives you really need to master. First up, you've got to categorize digital tools by their specific academic and professional functions. Because, spoiler alert, no, ChatGPT isn't the best tool for every single task. You need to know exactly when a specialized data analysis AI is required versus, say, a creative text generator. Second, you have to understand the pattern matching logic that actually drives these models. And third, you absolutely must apply rigorous critical evaluation to the AI outputs. You've got to catch those hallucinations or flawed logic. This isn't just theory, guys. This is a highly structured, step-by-step curriculum designed to turn you into a highly effective, discerning co-creator no matter what field you're operating in. Section 3. The Pattern Matching Engine, Demystifying the Machine. It is so easy to look at AI, type in a prompt, watch the text generate instantly, and just see pure magic. But we need to strip that illusion away entirely if we want to master this stuff. The source curriculum explicitly tells us to understand the conceptual pattern matching engine of AI. That is literally all these tools are doing at their core. They're recognizing and generating patterns based on enormous data sets of human language and information. They aren't actually thinking the way you do. Honestly, it's more like a highly advanced, superpowered version of your smartphone's autocorrect, just guessing the next most mathematically probable word. Recognizing this instantly demystifies the whole technology. It puts you right back in a position of complete control because you realize you possess something the machine desperately lacks: true, lived comprehension and real-world context. So the crucial point is this: AI provides the pattern, but you provide the purpose.
Since the AI is really just a highly sophisticated logic engine churning out statistical probabilities, human intellect has to remain the central, unshakable force guiding the entire process. Look, a statistical model doesn't understand empathy. It doesn't understand your company's specific culture, and it definitely doesn't intuitively grasp the nuance of your specific academic debate. You set the direction, you ask the nuanced questions, and you evaluate whether the machine's pattern actually solves your specific problem in the real world. Think of it this way. You are the conductor, and the artificial intelligence is just your instrument.
Section 4. The Human Advantage, Aligning with Global Standards. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean about the wider impact of this whole shift. We're not just talking about a personal productivity hack here. This is an evolving international requirement. When we map our framework actions, like critical evaluation and responsible co-creation, directly against global benchmarks, you see a perfect match with the digital literacy standards set by global organizations like UNESCO and the International Baccalaureate. This legitimizes why we absolutely cannot just blindly trust AI outputs. Responsible co-creation is now a true international academic and professional standard. If you're a student writing a thesis or a professional drafting a market analysis today, demonstrating rigorous critical evaluation of digital tools isn't just an optional bonus skill anymore. It is the fundamental benchmark for global digital literacy in the 21st century. Okay, let's summarize the core takeaways of our explainer today. First up, human critical thinking must remain the central force in an increasingly automated world. Never surrender your judgment. Number 2, AI is a cognitive extension of your brain. It's designed to scale your abilities, not a replacement meant to just do your job for you. And third, this co-creation must be completely responsible, deeply evaluated, and totally aligned with those rigorous global standards of digital literacy we just talked about. As a focused learner looking to really excel, remember that true, lasting productivity doesn't come from outsourcing your intellect to a server farm somewhere. It comes from upgrading your own mind to seamlessly and critically collaborate with these incredibly powerful tools. Which leaves us with one deeply important thought to chew on as we wrap up. If AI is just the circuit, how are you upgrading your brain to power it? Seriously, think about your own daily workflows, your study habits, or your professional projects right now. Are you still giving in to the temptation of taking the shortcut, or are you stepping up to be a true collaborative thinking partner? The technology is here and it's ready. Now it's all about how you choose to use it. Thank you so much for joining me for the explainer. Keep asking those hard questions, and I'll see you next time.